if you have done this in old age, I regret to tell you. To our listeners, today we are going to delve into a subject that may raise doubts, curiosities, and sometimes taboos. It's a topic that is rarely spoken about openly, especially among women over 50 years of age, but it deserves careful reflection and respect. We are going to talk about what happens in a woman's body when she decides to swallow a particular pill during intimacy with her partner. Is it a harmful or beneficial practice? Are there risks? What does science have to say about it? Reframe. As a sexologist and doctor, my mission is to demystify these issues, approaching them with medical evidence, psychological insight, and sexual health knowledge. If you've ever asked yourself these questions, have curiosity about this subject, or want to better understand the effects of this practice, stay with me as we analyze it in depth and with respect. This content is intended for women and men over 50. I want to remind you that every one doesn't mean one for everyone else. No two partners are the same. The most important thing is always to act with respect for yourself and your partner. Let's start by discussing the physical perspective. Semen is a biological fluid composed mainly of water, proteins, sugars like fructose, and minerals such as zinc and magnesium. In normal amounts, its intake does not pose serious airborne health risks to a healthy person. However, as with any bodily fluid, it's important to trust your partner. We must not forget that some sexually transmitted infections, STIs, such as HIV or the 146 human papillomavirus, HPV, can be transmitted through semen. Hence the importance of having an intimate relationship that is safe and mutually trustworthy. The question many women ask is swallowing good or bad? Medically speaking, there is no single definitive answer. It is neither strictly good nor bad, as long as the practice is carried out consensually and in a safe context. Some people enjoy the practice for the level of intimacy it implies with their partner, and that's valid as long as both parties feel comfortable and respected. From a psychological perspective, it's interesting to observe how this practice has historically been the subject of controversy and taboos. Culturally, it has been associated with ideas of submission or power. However, the reality is that in a healthy relationship, it is simply an expression of sexuality and emotional connection between two people. It should never be seen as an obligation, but as an option. Women who feel pressure to engage in this practice may experience feelings of discomfort or embarrassment, which can negatively affect their emotional well-being and self-esteem. On the other hand, some women find pleasure in the practice because they feel it strengthens their connection with their partner. Psychological studies have shown that trust and friendship level of sexual satisfaction in a relationship tend to increase when both parties are willing to explore their sexuality openly and without prejudice. It is crucial that this exploration is voluntary and never imposed. Consent is always the key to any positive, intimate experience. 3. When a woman decides to swallow, she is not ingesting anything that the body can't handle. Semen, as I mentioned, contains nutrients such as fructose and proteins, 350, but in minimal amounts. Therefore, it doesn't have a significant nutritional impact, neither positive nor negative. In fact, some studies indicate that the calorie content of an average ejaculation is so low that it's irrelevant from a nutritional point of view. However, It is interesting to note that in recent years there has been much discussion about the supposed benefits of semen for the skin and overall health. Although these myths have circulated for a long time, there is no solid medical evidence to support the idea that swallowing semen has significant beneficial effects on a woman's health. What's important here is any unfounded expectations. Semen is not a magic potion with miraculous properties, but it is also not detrimental to health if the woman decides to swallow it. From a sexual perspective, many women report that doing so makes them feel an increased emotional connection with their partner. This is because intimacy and trust are reinforced. This sense of connection is related to the psychological effects of mutual vulnerability in a relationship. When both partners feel safe and respected, this experience can contribute to greater sexual and emotional satisfaction. Is it good or bad to do it? That question depends greatly on the context and the relationship in which it takes place. It is not bad from a biological or medical perspective, as long as intimate relationships remain within the boundaries of mutual respect and sexual safety. However, it is also not necessary for a relationship to be fulfilling or satisfactory. What's most important is that you, as a woman, feel in control of your sexual decisions. If swallowing is something that makes you feel good, 5 and 45, and you enjoy it with your partner, it's a valid option. But if it is something you dislike or that bothers you, there is no reason to feel obligated to do so. The key is always open communication with your partner and acting from a place of respect and personal comfort. In summary, dear listeners, swallowing is a personal and optional practice that can be part of a couple's sexuality, but is neither inherently good nor bad. It is important that every woman can decide what is best for her and her intimate relationship. There is no fixed rule. The essential thing is to act with consent and security. If you liked this content or found it useful, I invite you to share it, subscribe, and leave a 635 comment with any other questions you may have about this or other topics related to female sexuality and maturity. Here, you will always find a space to discuss these matters with respect and depth.